Yeah, I'm just going to break down my J1 experience, and before I get into that and recap it, just how you can do a J1 for cheaper, and if you're underage, what to do. So basically, for cheaper, a lot of lads I met over there were going in big groups of people, and they were getting the holiday visa, okay, so that lasts for like 3 weeks, and it's like 20 quid or something. Buying your own flights, and then getting a cash in hand job over there. Some cash in hand jobs are paying like $100 to $200 a day. I met a lot of lads getting like $150 cash in hand a day, which is a lot, because tax over there is 20%, and it's so draining. You're waiting ages to get your checks. This is just cash in hand every day. So they're working like 3-4 days a week, and they were making bank. They were able to really enjoy themselves. Then they didn't go home when they're supposed to go home, which is completely illegal, and you will get thrown out of the country. And I think it's a year or two ban, maybe more, if you get caught for this. So do it at your own risk. But that is literally the only way to do it cheaper, bar going with the J1 companies. If you're going with the company, get the guaranteed job program from the start. Doesn't matter, it's an extra, whatever, a couple of hundred extra. Do that. Doesn't matter if you go with Use It, Say It, whoever the hell it is, get the guaranteed job, and you will be so stress free compared to going over and be like, shit, I have to get a job. If you have to get a job, go over late May. That's where there's jobs. There's so many jobs because not everyone has came yet, and they're starting to hire seasonal staff. If you have to, lie, tell them you're not going home till September. Just give yourself some sort of competitive advantage to get the job, and then enjoy yourself. Another way to get it cheaper is to sort your accommodation before you get there. I talk about this later on in my recap video where I run through kind of my J1 experience, but sort your accommodation before you get there. We paid like $1,500 to $2,000 for the first month because we fucked up and we didn't sort it out before we went. Do that before you go. Have a group, whatever, find people on message boards, just sort that shit out. If you're underage, this is the main thing. In San Diego, Pacific Beach is a mandatory check on passports for ID, okay? So if you are under 21, you're probably going to have like an Irish age card or something like that. That's your plan. It's not going to work. You're not going to get into any Pacific Beach bars or clubs or anything like that, okay? But there is Irish nights because it's a big community. They were really good. There's Henry's and I can't remember the other night, but it doesn't matter. So they're like Mondays and Wednesdays, okay? They're like Irish nights, cheap vodkas, cheap entry, like Irish tunes that you'd know and love, like hip hop tunes, shit like that. So they're great nights, and they are really lenient on ID check. They're not like passport mandatory or anything like that. They'll take age card, driving license. They just want to get you in the door and get money off you, really. Okay, and then there's also like bonfires by the beach. So like a lot of Irish go down at night and drink, and there's little like bonfires you can set up. They're pretty cool. I only went to 1 or 2 because I was so far out, but there's still nights to be had. Like it's not, it is still worth your while going there. And then there's lots of like parties and stuff that you can kind of, there's always parties going with people in work. Like if you really mingle your way around, you'll sort that out. So it's still worth going underage. A friend of mine, Leighton, went underage, and I'll put his video below if you want. Just don't text him on Instagram there. Okay, I'm gonna jump into my recap video, just explain like how long it took me to get there, some of the stuff I did while I was there, and stuff like that, and like my own like tips as I'm going through my actual video content. Alright, so in total it took about 27 hours for me to get from my bed to the bed I stayed in. I had 3 flights, all were delayed. I had to do 4 hours immigration in LAX, and then 3 hours of my final delayed flight. Absolute stress. The lads also had 3 flights. They were delayed too, so we all ended up getting to the airport around the same time. Happy days. We then met Mark, who was homeless, and we took him in at the start in our Airbnb that we booked the night before we left. And then he took us in for a week in his place that he got sorted with his mates. Then after that, we went on and we lived in a motel for a couple of nights. We lived in Hostel Bibi, which is like a lot of addicts and stuff. It was really weird. Cheap though. And then we got our accommodation sorted with the girls. A really nice place. Had a nice pool, gym, really nice location. Bit out there, but deadly spot. I worked in Hotel de Coronado. Got that sorted from the Use It job program. Unbelievable place to work. I was in the fancy pool area. It's called Beach Village. Some people worked other areas of recreation, so I was like literally folding towels, stealing snacks, getting food, talking to guests, doing nothing at all. Easiest job ever. Other people were doing like roasted or like marshmallows and stuff like that, like s'mores. There's just different places you could work in over there, but tips were really good for the s'mores. Ours was okay, and we got free food, free public transport. It was just a bit out there. Pierce got a job in a coffee shop. Never been trained before, and he just lied about when he went home. He got the job late as well, like mid-June, so like that was grand for him. And Stu worked in Belmont Park. That hired like 200 Irish people, so that was pretty cool. So jobs were grand. When we were over there, a lot of things we did was went to a few baseball games. They were really cool. Long though, I would recommend going for maybe like a third of the game or 2/3 of the game, sorry. We had a cinema right beside us that we went to a good few times. We went to Six Flags, that was really cool. What we did for both of them was their subscription based, so the girls paid $70 for one entry, say, or like the cinema is $15 entry. We signed up for the membership plans. This was done by a lot of Irish, just ways to make it so much cheaper and affordable, because San Diego's so expensive to live in. So basically what we were doing was we had the platinum membership or whatever it was for Six Flags. It's a theme park. We got like 2 meals that were 20 quid each. We got like fast pass, we got some tickets, we got some pictures that from rides and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like we got the exclusive membership, and then we took all our money out of our bank accounts before we left. People did this all the time. I know lads who shared gym memberships with like 10 people. The AMC thing for the cinema, that was $20 a month for 3 films a week and like discounts. And if you didn't do that, it was $15 just for one ticket to a movie. So it made so much more sense for us to do that. The girls also had a car, which is really handy. If you can get someone with a car, do. Ubering is actually pretty cheap. Uber pools are cheap. Get Uber and get Lyft, and then just rotate and see which one is more affordable for where you're going. Sometimes one will be massively saved. Sometimes you can purchase little things that make them cheaper. So look, beach during the day, go to the beach. It's so cool, so chill. The vibes are lovely. Like 4th of July we went, and you're drinking from like before 12 till like, I think it was 9. We went back to ours to like shower off, and we just KO'd, like we were knackered from the day of drinking. Obviously me and Pierce went to Vegas. That was unreal. We did an interesting thing. We got the bus, and I studied for like 10 hours on the way there. Pierce had no phones around, no job, and he was so bored. I was studying for my repeat, and then we just partied all night, kept going, and got the bus back to San Diego. Really cheap. It was like 50 quid return or something like that. Other than that, New York is where I went to after that, and I fucked it up completely. Usually are really good for that if you get onto them early, so you can get a trip to New York basically without having to pay for extra flights. You just fly home that way, take a little layover. So I went to New York. Didn't really get time to do much. Kind of met up with someone I knew, and then we just saw some of the sights with her and her mate. And then I had to study a lot during that time, and then I had to get an early flight back. Like it was actually only 15 hours early from my exam. So 2 things I want to stress. One is accommodation is really difficult to get over there because of the Irish reputation. I know lads who had to Photoshop their bank accounts. I know lads who were just completely lying. The Irish don't have a good reputation. We struggled so much because you need everybody to have 2 years previous US rental history. That's ridiculous. How the hell are we supposed to have that? I know. So we couldn't do that. So it was so awkward for us to get accommodation in the end. So that's one thing. Sort your accommodation early. Go onto the group chats, go onto the message boards, pages, whatever, and just find people and get it sorted now as quick as you possibly can. Literally put all your time into it if you have to. Save so much money and such a stress reliever. Other than that, be careful on your money early on. It's very easy to spend on meals here and there and clothes here and there. Don't, just chill out, man. Try budget. Wait until you get that first paycheck. Then you're good to go, do whatever you like. Or actually, to be honest, the second paycheck isn't really the ideal one. Other than that, pass your exams. I had to come home. See, I had the exam insurance, but I didn't get that money back until end of December. And if you're thinking, I left in August. So it's not great. Pass your exams, man. Enjoy the full time. And if anyone has any questions, just DM me up on my Instagram below. And yeah,